This guy is a wrestler. He's a professional wrestler. This was not beef. This was no ill will towards Raja Jackson.
You'll see how things shift over time. The more he interacts with the live stream and they egg him on, the angrier he gets.
Yo, this to me confirms his chat radicalized him in real time. How is no one talking about this? I think it's difficult to bring this angle because people are going to think that you're excusing his behavior or trying to, you know, sweep under the rug what took place. Nah, two things can be true at the same time. What he did was terrible, heinous, wrong, and he should face consequences. But he also got radicalized by his chat. He was just going to see these fights, maybe he was doing some marketing or doing some networking, who knows. He's a Kick streamer, so he's got a career on Kick, MMA fighter, and that was his thing. So he's going to, I guess, touring fights, checking out fights. So he was not contracted to be part of this wrestling event. This is like poor management of the event here, because these guys, no one's pulling this dude off for way too long. Arguably you could say, right, maybe they didn't know that this wasn't scripted. I didn't go deep enough into that. He was scripted at this point, right? At this point, he was scripted. Originally, when he first got to this event, he was not scripted, or he wasn't contracted to be in the fight. How he ended up getting into written into the script is because they had a bit of a beef. This wrestler kind of, did an aggressive thing to him, which we'll see in a bit here. So the event organizers scheduled, or I should say scripted, him to get his revenge, but scripted revenge. So he was supposed to come into the ring after that whole altercation took place outside and kind of get his revenge. But the revenge was obviously supposed to be scripted. He was supposed to body slam the wrestler and just do, like some scripted punches or whatever. But this dude, he just body slammed him like it was MMA. And the dude fell on his head and he was knocked out right away after the first body slam. So right there, he was off script. Right from the jump, he was off script because he body slammed the dude on his head and he was out cold. So by the time he's throwing all these punches, the other wrestler is completely out cold. When Raja arrived and he's streaming on Kick, right? He's streaming on Kick. So, Kick streamers or any Twitch streamers, whatever, live streamers, IRL, in real life streamers, they basically film their whole life, everything they're doing. They're going to a restaurant, they chill in, they had a club. Everything is filmed. Everything is live. They have a chat. So essentially their whole life is scripted in a way because they're feeding off their chat. Their chat's feeding off them. There's a back and forth. But the wrestler now, this is the pro wrestler, he thought that Raja was a scripted wrestler because he saw the camera crew, he saw his entourage. So he thought this is a fellow star. This pro wrestler took it upon himself to take a beer can, and mind you, this is a fake beer can, right? This is a beer can, not necessarily a prop, but it's a beer can that he already cracked open, and he's kind of depressing in his hand because this is a performer. This guy is a wrestler. He's a professional wrestler. This was not beef. This was no ill will towards Raja Jackson, right? So he crushes the can on his head, right? And when you see this happen, right? Any dudes that know fighting, or understand physics, you see what he's doing here. He's holding his head. This is part of the act, right? He's holding his head. He's stabilizing it so he doesn't get any neck injury from this performance. And he's crushing the can in his hand, right? So it appears like it breaks over the guy's head, which there is contact made, don't get me wrong. But this is not, it didn't cause him any injury. You could see it here. So you see that? The guy, Raja's head barely moves, right? Because again, the wrestler here, he protects his head, right? He stabilizes his head and neck, and he crushes it. He makes it very performative here. He's raising one leg to show like he's giving more force into the hit. So this is how wrestlers do their thing. So he's like, "Oh, you don't know me?" Raja's like, "Nah." Raja doesn't know what the hell's going on. And he cracks this beer on his head, thinking that this is, scripted. It's gonna egg up the show, get everyone going. Raja did not like that. Raja took offense to that.
Oh, you don't show it? He's not a fucking worker, bro. Calm down.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
So you hear his entourage saying he's not a worker, bro. and holding his hand, trying to prevent him. You see, the wrestler is like, "What the hell? What the helly?" He's like, what's going on?"
Easy. He's not a fucking worker, bro. Calm down.
Yeah, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that?
See, his dudes are holding him back. Raja in this moment is all business. All business. He's like, "Yo, what the hell?" Like, could you imagine? You don't know what the hell's going on. You a dude, you from the hood, you bout it. This dude is bout it, right? Raja is bout it. He's not playing. This dude's a real killer. He's a gladiator in real life. That's his profession. He's MMA fighter. This guy is he's a warrior. But some dude just cracked a beer on his head. He doesn't know what the hell's going on. So he's like, "Yo," the wrestler apologized. He said, "Yo, I'm sorry. I didn't know you weren't part of the show. I seen you come up with all those cameras. Yo, I'm trying to." This is his career. He's trying to be a good actor. He's trying to play it up. This dude's trying to be a star. US veteran. He was in the army. So you see, he apologizes. They shake hands, right? The beef is seemingly over, right? But Raja is still cheesed. This is the online influence. I just showed y'all this, right? This is from my comment section. When I posted this, clearly an African statue, right? And someone gets in my my comments and says, "Oh, you guys didn't do that because you're subhuman." Now, for the average person, a comment like that is shocking. At least it's shocking, right? But for someone who's mentally ill, this is make or break. This is something that can radicalize someone like that. Someone who's mentally ill, they can't let this stuff slide off their back. They're seeing that day in day out. Their creator, they're streaming on Kick, right? And they have all these monkey comments and bananas in the chat. Like, I laugh it off because I know these people are mentally unwell, and they need that outlet in order to feel better about themselves throughout their day. I get it, right? But someone like Raja clearly does not understand this. And he may have been, you know, feeling very slighted by this whole exchange. And there's a lot of racialized politics, going on 2025 in America. America is not a joke. Black man in America is no joke. People are not making this up. It's blown out of proportion many times, but people are not making this up. There's a lot of hate, a lot of hateful people, and not everyone processes that hate the same way. So you got this dude who's a real killer, right? His profession is taking people out in the ring, and he's experiencing all these types of these chats saying, "Yo, you can't let that go. Yo, you really gonna take that?" So he's got mentally ill individuals on both sides. You got mentally ill individuals saying, "Yo, you got to get your get back. You need to get back at this dude. Don't let him play you like that." And then you got dudes putting monkey and bananas in the chat. So this dude's fuming. This is not a professional person. This guy is lucky that his dad is Rampage Jackson and he got a management team. Because this is like, yo, have you never encountered like the outside world before? The guy is just there's 101 ways to deal with that. I said it before. Like, you scrap the dude right there, you smack him back right there, which is purely justified because you don't know what the hell is going on. Or you talk it out with the guy man to man, which did take place. And then they schedule you in the show. You do the show. You get some publicity. You get some footage for your stream. But this is just a dude that has no business sense. Look at homeboy. He's in his chat. Maybe he really genuinely did accept that apology. And he now checking the chat. Everything appeared to be cool. And then he's checking his chat.
That shit pissed me off, bro. It didn't even hurt. It just pissed me off. That shit pissed me off.
See, he said it didn't even hurt. Why did it not hurt? Because it was a performance. So he does not understand this, clearly. He doesn't understand that was a performance. He still thinks it was a genuine, breaking the beer over his head. And his chat is probably dumb as doornails, right? These dudes, a lot of these guys that get in these chats that are gonna egg on someone to commit violence, they can't be the sharpest tool in the shed. Can't be the brightest bulbs. So the guys that are egging him on, they definitely don't understand that was scripted or that was staged. These are the types of dudes that think wrestling is real.
And I'm gonna have to get him back. They said I can go in the ring and get his ass. I don't even know what I'm gonna do to him. Bro, my dad can't do shit. I'm gonna fake crash out. All right, bet. Bet. You about to see how fake of a crash out I am.
What he said? Someone said then you're a fake crash out. He said I'm a fake crash out. Bet. Again, you're gonna see the escalation.
It's always been my dream to fuck up a pro wrestler for real. So I get it today. Am I really gonna fight him? Yeah, I'm gonna punch his ass for real. But I don't believe in me getting disrespected too. I'm too nice. That shit
Yo,
was
you see this? Wow, I did not see this. Yo, this to me confirms his chat radicalized him in real time. This needs to be studied. People need to understand this. I'm telling you, older millennials and older generations need to understand this internet culture. This stuff is not a joke. It's not a joke.
that shit was not staged. I'm telling you that right now. How many
He's like, that wasn't staged. He doesn't understand.
subs to knock him out? That's a good question. 50 subs to knock him out.
50 subs to knock him out. That's great. I am not taking any accountability away from him. He's his own man. He did this. He did this to himself. He put himself in this position to attack that man the way he did. But the fact that he's saying 50 subs to knock him out and dudes in the chat are agreeing with this, that's what egged him on.
So some form of respect. Then they don't train no goddamn martial arts. I'm really going to hit him. I'm telling you. What should I do, chat? Should I pick him up? Should I slam him first or hit him? W, if I should slam him first, I'm not fucking around. You don't think I can do it, Miggy? Bet. My dad can't never call me a bitch. Fuck this dude. Oh, you think he's stronger than me? All right, Suave, watch. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, Suave. Nigga. Chat, watch what I do to him. Tony, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you, Tony.
A few moments later.
Get on!